Heather, and I am part of a huge collective of volunteers that are bringing you Somerville Open Studios this year. With over 400 artists, 115 sites. It's going to be our most exciting ever. We even have an opt-in Friday night on May 4th. And I'm here at the Somerville Museum where it all kicks off, starting with our Artist Choice exhibit. I have my map. You should get yours. Come on, let's go see the show.
Came from, well, I've been participating in Open Studios for many years, and each year the organizers always say, let's find new ways of getting people in, getting people to the locations, getting a broader audience, what are the different things that we can do. So one of the problems is that because I work on commission, I only make a garment when it's needed, when I have a commission to do. What I show at Open Studios are really just samples of what I can do. And like any piece of clothing or wearable art, it's so much more exciting on a live model. So I went to the organizers and I said, well, what if we did a fashion show? And they said, great, do that. Go, be free, organize. And so I did. I looked around and I posted some call to artists, and I found 8 other artists who would be interested in having a fashion show. And it's a huge variety of work, which is the most exciting part about it. We have people who are traditional seamstresses. We have people who work in silk and do silk painting. We have performance artists who create characters and costumes out of their clothing. We also have punk. We also have steampunk. And it's a variety of how they go about their work. We have people who have formal training in school and fashion design schools. We have people who are completely self-taught. So there's an organic approach to fashion, there's a very rote approach to fashion, and so that's what's a very interesting part of it too. The other element we put in the fashion show was to try to bring the community into it. And the way we did that was we presented a challenge to the public schools, and we have 2 schools participating, and that would be the Somerville Public High School and the West Neighborhood School, and that is an elementary school. And those students are going to be creating 3D work together with their art instructors to present in the program with us. And the high school kids are all using found objects, so no traditional stuff. They had to use either school supplies or stuff they found on the side of the road or recycled materials. The grammar school kids at the West Neighborhood School are doing self-portraits. So they're doing a 3D wearable self-portrait, something that says who they are, and they're going to do that through their clothing or through whatever they create that can be worn on the body. And it should be a really interesting show and a really interesting mix of different approaches to the idea of fashion and to the idea of wearing a piece of art and how you express yourself through clothing.
So we're working on a project right now for Figment, and that will be unveiled at Somerville Open Studios. And it involves a lot of magnets and a lot of hardware, little metal bits and pieces. But instead of a little plate like what we're demonstrating right now, it'll be on a giant 4-foot diameter sphere, the imaginary world of Neodia, named for the magnets that it contains. So the entire idea of the piece is that everyone has fun building these little cityscapes and imaginary worlds. And we're just going to allow people, encourage people to do that on a grand scale so that they can work together, really get immersed, and have fun not just building, but participating with each other, maybe making some new friends. It's all about the interactive art.
That's a nice city, Bevan.
It's a good city. What we're doing right now is pouring the final foam layer to encapsulate this planet, Neodia. It's been a long and involved process to get everything as we want it to be, but what you're seeing is close to the final stages of construction.
It was in the whole spirit of Open Studios where any need you could possibly have, whether it be for your home, a gift for someone else's home, your clothing, things you use in your home every day, your linens, the bowls, the cup you have your cup of coffee in the morning, all of that can be found through local artists. And I think that's one of the most important things that Somerville Open Studios shows, is that you can do all your shopping with your local artists.
Lucy Nato. I am the mapbook coordinator this year for Somerville Open Studios, and this is one of our mapbook stands created by Hillary Scott. They're going to be all over Somerville and all the major squares, along the bike paths, and inside are our mapbooks. And inside of our mapbooks are all the locations that artists will be showing this year. There's also the trolley route, which will be available both days throughout the day to bring people to and from each studio. So we look forward to seeing you.
Love Somerville Open Studios. It's such a great event. The whole city of Somerville comes together and we walk around exploring neighborhoods, discovering hidden talents of all of our creative talent in the city. It's a great place to buy gifts for people. I just love Somerville Open Studios.
To the